Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel. Tobin here with you. Appreciate it if you guys could subscribe. That mean a lot to me. And also like this page and watch the Tobin and Leroy show weekdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And check us on out there. You guys could join the chat, interactive and all that. I will get into some live chats coming up soon on this channel as well. So I'm looking forward to doing some live chats with everybody here. Haven't had the chance to do that in a little bit, but some time freeing up and whatnot. So looking forward to that coming down the road. Big news today was the official departure of Mike Gesicki. The now former Dolphins tight end signs a one-year deal with the New England Patriots. I would say the part of this that stings is that it is the Patriots. You never want to see, I think, a fan favorite, which I do think Mike was. I think a lot of people really liked Mike Gesicki. He handled himself with a lot of grace, a lot of class, in what could have been a year where he made a stink, was pissing and moaning, maybe a subtweet every here and there, but for the most part was just as A-plus a team guy as it gets, never really put the distraction on his contract situation or his lack of targets or what seemingly was a lack of chemistry with the head coach. It happens, man. A lot of times good players don't get on the same page with their head coaches. We saw this with Brian Flores and Minkah Fitzpatrick, right? I think Brian Flores is a good coach, and, I think Minkah Fitzpatrick is a good player. Didn't work out. They were like, it was just a bad mix, and it ended up not working out. They didn't seem to see eye to eye. I'd say the only real difference in that situation would be like, Minkah wasn't even as established in the league, even though people would probably acknowledge he's better at his position than Mike is at his position. It's rare to see a young guy stick up for himself like that or make his displeasure be known in a situation like that. And Mike Gesicki really didn't. I think we all knew what was unsaid, like it didn't need to be said. But him going to the Patriots stings for sure, because you're going to face him twice a year, and it's never fun to see guys that you root for go to a rival team. But I also am not sweating Mike Gesicki going to the Patriots. I don't feel like this is going to be one of those things. A lot of people mentioned this is Wes Welker all over again. I had some yahoos today who were texting in on the radio show. They were like, yeah, Bill Belichick's going to bulk him up and make him the next Gronkowski. I'm like, he's the same age as when Gronkowski was done with the Patriots. Like, you don't have a 24-year-old coming in here and you're going to change the type of way he plays all of a sudden. Like, he is who he is. And I think that if you would have seen that, he's making less this year than he did last year on a one-year deal, it would tell you that the league is saying that not only did the Dolphins not misuse Mike Gesicki, but that he does have his shortcomings. He's never, had this 1,000-yard season or anything like that. And, was just this overwhelming prolific. He was a nice good player. He was a nice good player, and had his better years when the team wasn't very good. His favorite damn quarterback's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, that was I will acknowledge it. It did seem like a thing. Like, him and Tua, though it seemed publicly like they got along okay, didn't feel like they ever really got on the same chemistry page like Tua obviously had with his speedy receivers and Jalen Waddle, who he has always had chemistry with, and with Tyreek Hill, who you have right away. And the other thing that becomes tough is any receiver that comes here, and it is, Mike's a receiver. He's called a tight end, but he's a receiver. Any target that's going to come here is going to have their targets diminished because of the overwhelming talent you have at wide receiver with Waddle and with Tyreek Hill. That's going to be something that they're going to have to deal with, whether that be the guys that they have here or, we saw Cedric Wilson. We thought Cedric Wilson was going to be a thing last year, and then he wasn't because you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And so, you're putting him back on punt returns, and now you're bringing in Braxton Berrios on top of that. So it is going to, I think, be tough for any receiver to come in here and just be like, oh, sign me up to go to the Dolphins, because that a lot of those games, it's going to be the top two speed demons getting the ball. But the only thing I really can criticize the Dolphins with the Mike Gesicki situation is not recognizing or not getting to a place where they probably could have got something for him, because we all saw the writing on the wall by like last training camp. It didn't seem like a fit. Didn't seem like it was going to fit. Didn't seem like we were going to get anywhere with it. And so I think for the Dolphins to go through this year with him under the franchise tag and never really work anything out or see if they could get something of value for Mike, I think that was probably the biggest misstep out of anything this year with him. No ill will towards him. I understand why he wants to leave with the Dolphins. I understand why they didn't want to keep him, but it just felt like last year they just kind of had him and didn't want to use him, didn't want to really find a way to use him, didn't really sweat using him. And I think that if you're going to invest like a franchise tag type of price on somebody, you'd like that to come with the idea that, okay, we can't afford this guy to go. Like the whole point of the franchise tag feels like to me, we can't afford for the guy to go. We need to have him. We can't figure this out. Maybe we don't want to invest a long-term deal with him, but we can't. And it felt really like the Dolphins didn't want to utilize having Mike Gesicki all that much. And look, part of that is, he wasn't a good fit with the coaching system. The coach didn't figure out didn't want to, bridge that gap either. And it's unfortunate. But I'm not going to be at this point with the Patriots anymore where I'm going to say, oh my God, he went to the Patriots. This is going to be horrible. All right, they tried this last year with 2 tight ends and bringing in Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith, they told him, take a hike. So now Mike Gesicki becomes their new guy. They try and bring in there. He's got a little tie with Bill O'Brien. They definitely have a more competent play caller than Matt Patricia this year, but I don't believe in Mac Jones. I don't believe in their quarterback. I don't think that he's that good. He's certainly not Tom Brady, and he certainly doesn't deserve the respect of Tom Brady to have a Dolphin cowering in fear because Mike Gesicki's there, and he's going to tell you the ways that Tua ticks. Like, all right, I think Bill Belichick knows the way Tua ticks. He likes to throw the ball a lot to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. He likes to be he's going to be super quick, and he likes to throw the ball to his 2 favorite receivers. Like we know how he ticks. What state secrets do you think Mike Gesicki's going to give away? You guys think that he's going to turn into the next Gronkowski over there? Nah, I think he'll put up probably what he's put up. Just like Devontae Parker, he's going to miss a good chunk of games last year and is going to be fine, but not going to be an overwhelming receiver. I think that's probably going to be the case for Mike Gesicki too. But, good for him. Go to a place where he feels like he can make a bigger difference. He never seemed to really get on the same page with Tua, so maybe him and Mac Jones will have this amazing chemistry together, and it'll work a lot better. It didn't seem like it was working with Tua, and I don't think that's anything against Tua because Tua had success throwing the ball to other guys. It's not like Tua's out here and you're like, Tua, how can you not look to Mike Gesicki ever? It's like, well, I have the 2 most dynamic receivers in the league. It's probably why. So I'm flabbergasted by everybody looking at the Patriots right now and still giving them that respect. Like, oh my God, they're going to harbor this gem. How could you let that? Like, they're not that team anymore. They're not the team that you get to just say automatically, oh, they picked him up. We effed up. That's how you always used to feel. And I just don't feel that way anymore. Especially with a guy that all Dolphins fans had seen, and even if he was still under contract with the Dolphins this year, what would you have really expected with him? Would you expected him to be one of the most productive people on offense? Probably not. Do you think that the Patriots having Mike Gesicki and the Dolphins not having Mike Gesicki makes any difference in the division? I don't. So all the best to him. Good luck with Mac Jones. And hit the bricks.